It's the early morning of February 28, 1994, and 6 volunteer pilots launch on a bombing mission, violating a NATO no-fly zone. Leading the formation is pilot Ranko Vukmirovic of the Bosnian Serb Air Force. He and his squadron fly Jastreb J-21 jets, aging aircraft that are completely outmatched by NATO F-16s in speed, agility, and firepower. Staying low to avoid radar detection, they push forward, but as they near their objective, they must climb to 2,000 meters to begin their attack run on a weapons factory. The moment they rise, their aircraft are detected by NATO radar systems. 50 miles away, 2 patrolling F-16s are alerted. "Black flight, you have 6 bogeys," comes the call. The American jets immediately turn toward the target. NATO has enforced the no-fly zone to limit the conflict, and these fighters are now moving to intercept. Vukmirovic spots the factory and arms his bombs. The formation aligns in pairs, preparing for the strike, when a warning comes through the radio: "American aircraft ahead of you." A heavy tension fills the cockpit. He sees the contrails of 2 F-16s racing directly toward them. Taking a steady breath, he commits to the mission. In previous encounters, NATO jets had only monitored. But this time feels different as the F-16's thunder past at incredible speed. Despite the intimidating flyby, the Jastreb pilots stay focused. Using simple optical sights, they line up their attack. As the target settles into view, they release their 550-pound bombs, striking from multiple angles. Explosions ripple across the factory. They dropped bombs. The response comes instantly: "You're clear to engage. Weapons free." The F-16s move into position behind the retreating formation. Confident and heavily armed, one pilot remarks it will be an easy fight. At the rear, pilot Zlatan Kranalic confirms the target is hit as the group turns for home. But their slower jets cannot outrun the incoming fighters. An F-16 locks onto the last aircraft. On the pilot's display, a targeting box appears. He fires. Fox 3. The AIM-120 missile streaks forward, locking onto its target. Kranalic scans the sky just before a flash erupts. His wingman's aircraft is torn apart. "The Americans are behind us." Panic spreads. The formation breaks apart, diving low into the valleys to escape. One F-16 follows closely, chasing them through the terrain. Kranalic finds himself alone, glancing back to see the enemy jet closing in. "He's on my tail." Another missile is launched. It explodes nearby, damaging his aircraft, but he remains airborne, barely holding control. The battle intensifies as the remaining pilots scatter across the landscape. Another pair is targeted. A missile destroys one aircraft instantly, while the second is struck moments later, bursting into flames. The pilot struggles to control the burning jet before ejecting just in time. Meanwhile, fuel becomes a concern for the F-16s, limiting their pursuit. Further south, Vukmirovic and his wingman Goran Zaric hear their comrades being eliminated one by one. Suddenly, an F-16 appears behind them. "Behind us." They break formation as a missile is launched. It detonates near Vukmirovic's aircraft, shaking him but leaving him alive. The American jet disengages briefly due to low fuel, giving them a moment of hope. But reinforcements arrive, 2 more F-16s. With no advantage left, Vukmirovic attempts a desperate maneuver, diving toward a cliff at full speed and pulling up at the last second. His jet clips the ground and explodes. Zaric follows but is quickly targeted and shot down while trying to escape. Kranalic, barely flying, is the last survivor. As an F-16 approaches, he prepares to eject. Instead, the American pilot pulls alongside, salutes him, and flies away. Of the 6 pilots, only 3 survive. The mission becomes known as a historic NATO engagement, marking a deadly turning point in modern air combat.